Okay, hi guys. I just wanted to make a video on how to register for classes for the spring and the winter of 2021. Some of you guys already know how to register for classes, and that's great. But I'm going to just go over some of the details on how to register for classes. Um, Also for the winter too, because it's a little tricky on how to register for the winter. I got some good news. There's going to be the STEM waiver program that's allowing for free classes in the winter. If you are exempt in your class uh, in in phase one, then you're able to take a free winter STEM class. So that includes, science, technology, engineering, math. You could also take a linguistics class, Linguistics 100. And also, I think Psychology 100 is also considered, it's an option. So those are great options for you to just kind of fulfill one of the requirements and get 3 credits under your belt in 3 weeks. So that's great. Okay, so first thing I want you guys to do, we're gonna go over how to register, but the first thing I want to talk about is DegreeWorks, which is a tool that all of you will be using. Your advisor is going to use that too. It's basically how to keep track of the classes that you're going to be taking and the classes that you'll still need to take in order to graduate. All right. So all of this is going to take place under CUNY First. So go ahead and log into CUNY First. Um, I'm going to log in using my username and password. And how to get to your DegreeWorks, you need to go to Student Center. And under advisement right here, there should be DegreeWorks. Click on that, and it'll take you to DegreeWorks. Okay, so go ahead, click on this, and it's going to take you to this part. Okay, so you need to put in your student ID. I'm going to put in one of my students. Click enter. This is one of my current students. She's already met with her advisor. So after you meet with your advisor, they're pretty much they're gonna recommend classes for you to take in the winter and the spring, right? So how you can take a look at what they recommended is under plans right here. And I'll show you about that. I'll show you what that entails in a little bit. But before I do, I want to just go over the first page, which is the worksheet. This is the legend of the worksheet. Um, you can see that this is the person's name, their ID, their GPA. They don't have any credits yet, so their GPA is at a 0 right now. And you can also see that this is their degree and their major, their lower freshman, which is incoming freshman. And right here, the first part of the worksheet is all the requirements that you need to complete in order to graduate. So of course, you need a GPA requirement. It has to be over a 2.0. This box will be checked at the time of graduation if it's over 2.0. You also have to complete a writing intensive requirement. This is pretty much a class where you write a lot. Okay, so now BMCC offers a ton of different writing intensive. This ranges from English to history to science to math. Okay, yes, there is a math class where you're expected to write a lot. So you do have the option. And I always recommend students, once a good time for you to complete your writing intensive is after you complete your English 201 class. The following semester, you can do your writing intensive. Okay. Your skill assessments, which is pretty much CUNY Start, all your remedial classes you need to complete. So it says right here that she's in the process of doing that. Your general education, which is also known as Common Core, and also your major requirements, which is also known as your curriculum classes, right? So completing all these, you will be able to graduate, all right? So scrolling down, as you can see right here, she is reading and writing exempt, and she's working on her math right now. All right. So the first major part of the worksheet is your general education requirements. Now, if you look at these and this is pretty much all the classes, all the requirements that you need to check off and to complete in order to complete your general ed. Now, of course, all of you guys, it varies depending on your major. But this particular student, she is an early childhood education major, and this is, according to her major. So she has to take English 101, she has to take English 201. All this, it'll say still needed. As you can see, like for certain categories like world culture, UX experience, creative expression, there's a lot of different options for you, right? So if you click on one of these options, it'll take you to a website that'll basically explain like what the class is. I'm not going to do that right now, but if you're also wondering like what class can you take for the winter STEM waiver, this is under scientific world. You can take, for her, she can take Psychology 100 right here. She can also take her life and physical science requirement right up here, right? So this is her general requirements. If she scrolls down, this is also her, moving on to her major classes. So this is in accordance to her major, which is early childhood education. So she has to complete all this, and she also has, this is the specialization that she chose, which is preschool. All right. So it's laid out very neatly for you. And so, this is the tool that you're going to be using throughout the semester. I wish I had access to another students who's, it's all like already marked up, and so you can kind of see, you're expected to kind of like look at this every semester as you're done and just kind of like see your progress. So this is a good tool for that. There are other features in DegreeWorks. One of the features is a what if. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but essentially what this is if you were to change your major, let's say you completed 2 semesters as an early childhood education major, and you wanted to change your major to criminal justice. So if you fill this out and you put criminal justice as your what if major, like your change major, it'll basically tell you how many credits of early childhood education would transfer over to criminal justice. And it'll say like how many classes do you lose, how many credits do you lose, and which classes do you make up. So it's a good way for students who are curious about like changing their major, which credits will transfer over. Okay. The other thing that I want to show you is, so there's the worksheet part. This is the planner part, which is pretty much where your advisor will go to basically create a plan for you for the upcoming semester, and they'll do this through here. Okay, so this is an incomplete plan, but so this is their tool, and you can also see the degree progress and the credits you'll complete. Okay. The one thing that I really want you to check out is under plans. If you've already met with your advisor, you can see your existing 2021 spring plan. And so for this student, she's already met with her advisor. Her advisor has given her 18 credits, so 6 classes to register for. Of course, you don't have to take the 6 classes. This is up to you, right? So it's English, psychology, speech, early childhood 110, history 125, And it says here Spanish, and there's a little note. Your advisor will write you a little note occasionally if there's more information needed. So student, she's eligible to take a language placement test in order to take this Spanish intermediate class that she wants to take. All right. So these are the, the classes that, after you meet with your advisor, you can check to see what they recommend you. Generally, there is a rationale to why they're recommending you these classes. So that's why it's important for you to talk to them. There might be a sequence that they want you to abide by according to prerequisites and setting you up for future semesters, things like that. But you should look at this and consider these classes for what you want to take. But again, this goes back to a previous seminar class that we spoke about, where you can look at the academic maps according to your major. Let's go under academics and academic programs under the BMCC website. And let's see, let's go under early childhood education. Excuse me. And you can see these are the academic maps to the left. You can click on, let's see, she's specializing in preschool. That's right. Okay, so 2-year plan, preschool. So I'll click on that. And then you can see right here, this should generally reflect this right here, right? And it does for the most part. But, you can look at this and you can kind of, you can switch out certain things that you might want to do, right? So if you don't want to take, you should definitely take your intro class to early childhood education. But let's say you don't want to take psychology, or let's say you're already taking psychology in the winter, you can move political science, American government up, or you can move sociology right here in semester 4 up over here because it is a 100 level course, right? You can also move art history over here. Okay, so there are interchangeable. So you do have some agency and flexibility around this. All right. So this is a good tool if you're kind of stuck. Other things, if you're looking at this exclusively and you're like, geez, like I don't, I'm looking at, I don't know, psychology or history 125, and it's all filled up, right? You can change this around and look at this and put one of these classes in. There's a lot of different factors for you to kind of consider. There are your schedule, right? There are the teacher that you want and the availability of these classes. So, ECE is a class that isn't offered a lot. And so for early childhood education people, you need to get into that class. Now, if it's filled, you have to take it another semester. Now, I say this all to say that, there's a lot of reasons why you might not go with this plan, right? It might be unavailable, it might be filled, etc. So you always want to kind of look at this to see what other options there are. All right. Okay, so that is DegreeWorks in a nutshell. I want to go over, let me see. When you're registering for classes, I want you to, it's good for you to have this page up and also this page up, right? So you can kind of see what you can register for. But for now, I'm going to log out of mine. We're going to, I'm going to stop my share. And I'm going to log into another account. Okay. Sorry guys, give me 1 second while I log into this account. Okay. All right, let's see, let's share the screen again. Okay, all right. So once you guys log into your CUNY first, again, how to start registering, you wanna go under Student Center. And you want to click search for classes, okay? This green button right here. And there are two easy ways for you to register for classes. First is search for classes, and the second is browsing a course catalog. I'm gonna do search for classes, okay? So you'll see all these drop-down menus. You wanna change this first to Borough Manhattan Community College, and you wanna change this to spring term, okay? Even if you're looking for winter classes, I'll show you later on, but you always want to change it to spring term, okay? Now the first class that all of you guys should register for is English 101. So we're gonna look for English 101, ENG, right here, and the course number exactly, it's gonna be 101, and you click enter. And here you're gonna see 61 class sections found. Now, in the normal circumstances, pre-COVID, there should be about 200 English 101 classes, but they consolidated and it's only 61 classes, all of which are online, okay? So if you look at this carefully, you will see that the days and times for a lot of these are gonna be to be announced. To me, this indicates that this is going to, it's not gonna be meeting at a certain time. It's all asynchronous, it's all online. So your teacher is essentially going to use Blackboard, and you're gonna have due dates and assignments, and it's expected of you for you to kind of just complete those assignments and submit them, okay? So there's very little interaction. Now, if you guys scroll down, there's gonna be dates. If you scroll down at the bottom, you'll see dates right here, right? It'll still say online and online asynchronous. These are dates that, you know, a lot of the work is asynchronous, but you'll actually be meeting with the teacher on a specific time, okay? So you guys know what works for you. If you learn better with a, you know, live, right? In a online classroom, then that might work better for you. You might want to pick this, okay? TBA, these classes that are just strictly online asynchronous versus online asynchronous, these ones right here allow you to be a little bit more flexible, right? So you really don't have to pay attention to like when your class is going to meet. You have to just really pay attention to making sure that you complete the work, okay? So look at all these, you know, and see which one works for you. I'm going to I'm gonna, you know, recommend you guys look at the instructors, right? So all these are instructors, they have their names right here. Um, so many of you guys already know the website, but you know, I would recommend you guys research them under Rate My Professor. I wish there was another website where you can look up like, you know, teacher ratings, but this is the best one right now. So go under, oops, I'm gonna start another tab. Go under Rate My Professor. And let's say you are looking at this person right here. Kathleen Camilleri, okay? So her class is also one other thing. It's really important for you to write down the class section, the class number and the section number, because if you're looking at 200 classes, there's got to be this is the only way for you to differentiate those between those classes, right? You have to write down the section number and the class number. All right. So let's say you want this class right here, section 512. First, before you even select the class, I would look up the teacher and let's copy and paste. Okay, her name shows up right here under Borough Manhattan Community College. Let's see if she has a decent rating. Okay. All right, so she has a 4 out of 5 out of 102 ratings. That's a lot, right? One thing I do hate about this website is that there's a ton of advertisements, so it can be a little annoying. So you can, some people are like, she's awful. Okay, if you do not waste your time, do not take her class. She is a very tough grader, gives a lot of work. All right, okay. She's a very unfair grader, changes assignments last minute. Dang, there's some haters out here. If you appreciate your mental health, don't do it to yourself. Wow, that's a good slogan. All right, so, wow, look at this. Ones. Okay, well, let me see, this is July 30th. All right. Maybe her class is not as good online as it's in person. I mean, read this, take the time to kind of research her. If you don't like what you see, then keep it moving. Look for somebody else, okay? So, some teachers have a rough time teaching online, and that's understandable. But like, these are recent ratings, and so it doesn't seem like people have enjoyed her class while it's been online, okay? All right, so, but point is, make sure you research the teacher that you really, really want. So let's say I want her class, I'm gonna click on the section, and it's gonna show me a lot of other information. It's gonna show me how many available seats there are. So we're early in the semester where we're registering early. There's 25 seats available in her class right now. Okay, so that's great. It also gives you a description of the class. Sometimes teachers will give you information on what books or textbooks they want you to get. Okay, so this is the 0512 section of English 101, right? These are the dates. The start date is January 29th, and it goes to 5/25/2021, right? Okay, so if you want this class, go ahead. You should have a green button right here. Click select, and then click next, right? And then it's going to be added to your shopping cart, right? So you keep on doing that for all 4, 5, 6, 3, how many classes you want, and it's going to be added to your shopping cart. Once you're done with adding it to your shopping cart, you want to click enroll, and you pick the term. Oops, no, that's not the term that I wanted. I'm sorry. Go back. Let's go back. Sorry. What happened here? I got lost. Change the term. Sorry. Change the term. Spring 2021. There you go. All right. So this is the class that I added. You click on this to proceed, and it's going to be like, "Are you sure?" And you just click like, last step is to click enroll. Okay. and then this is finish enrollment, okay? But I'm gonna cancel this. I'm gonna go to the previous, and because this is one of my students' accounts, I'm gonna just delete this, okay? So that is, that's essentially how you are going to register for classes. Um, let me see. Okay, one other thing I want to show you guys is how to register for the winter course. Um, so we want to go under Student Center again. And we want to go under Search for Classes. And so, winter courses. You want to go under Institution, change that, right? Again, you want to switch this term to Spring 2021. Say you want to, you can leave this blank if you want to just kind of like see what's available. But if you want to be a little bit more specific, you can, look for math, science, psychology, computer science, whatever else, right? I'm gonna leave it open because as a freshman student, I wanna just kind of see like all the options that are available to me. How you look for winter classes is under this additional search criteria. You want to go under the drop down and go all the way to the very last option. It's under winter, and press enter. And you will see all the options. Okay, so there's 171 classes right here. These are all the options that are offered in the winter. And it's alphabetical. Okay, so it's accounting, African American literature. So you want to look for, if you want to take advantage of the STEM waiver program. The reason why I'm telling you this too is because the STEM waiver is first come, first serve. The deadline is December 1st. They will be emailing you after December 1st to see if you've gotten this waiver. Okay, they'll email you and say, "Congrats, you got the waiver." But right now, but let's say like you don't get it, then they'll email you too, and they'll be like, "Hey, you didn't get the waiver." So there's plenty of time for you to drop this class before you get charged. Okay, um, so so let's look. I'm gonna look for. I'm gonna just look for. If you're a computer science major, here you can take like CIS, computer. Introduction to Computer Applications. You can take, let's see, Intro to Criminal Justice. Okay, this is, oh, no, this is not STEM. I'm sorry. Don't do that. Don't do that. Sorry. Programming. I'm going to take a math class just because, okay, so if you're a nursing major, you can take Math 104 for free right here, right? Many of you, many of your majors, this is the most popular math class right here. It all depends on what your major is, but this is the most popular one, Math 150. Many of you guys will be able to take this class, so this is a good option for you to complete that requirement, Math 150. There's also Math 161, depending on your major, some of you can take that, right? So yeah, there's also psychology. So psychology also fulfills, a science requirement, right? So let me see. I think the student that I was looking at, let's see. So yes, psychology was one of her requirements, so she would be able to take this. Oops. Okay, so you guys get the point. All right. So if you want to do this, you can do the same thing, select, enroll, and all that. All right. Okay. Let me see what else I need to tell you. Okay. So yeah, under normal conditions, you have to be, you would spend a lot of time looking at these classes and looking at the schedule and piecing your schedule together to make sure that it fits and it works out with you. Make sure that it doesn't conflict with work, with kids and all that, right? But the next semester is completely all going to be online, right? So for a lot of you, if you're taking online synchronous, or I'm sorry, online asynchronous, it wouldn't matter, right? One thing that I do want to kind of now that I'm looking at it, some of these winter classes are synchronous. So that means that if you want to take, like, let's say this accounting class, it's Monday through Friday. It's for 3 weeks, 5:30 to 9:10, and it is asynchronous. You have to meet through Zoom or whatever else, whatever program you're using. Okay. If you don't want to do that, then there is this TDA online asynchronous option. Okay. So make sure you really look at these little details right here. All right. Okay, so I think that's all I have. That's a lot of information. Feel free to play this video back and go along with it while you register for your classes. And feel free to email me questions you might have. If you've already registered, feel free to take a snapshot of the classes that you're taking and send it to me through email, and I can take a look and give you a thumbs up, thumbs down on those classes. Okay. Hope this was helpful. Let me stop this. And yeah, that's all I have for now. Yeah, so I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.